on to prepare loading and training, game loading management, lineups, tactics. So yes, you think about things, but it's not something that has weighed too heavily on our minds up until after San Diego.
Yeah. What have you made about the CONCACAF Champions Cup experience? You obviously have a lot of the Champions League experience. What's this tournament been like for you?
Well, first of all, you expect to play teams from different countries, and right now we're just facing U.S. teams, but I think it's a great competition, to be in. I think for our group of players, it demands a lot of focus, a lot of concentration, and for the development of our team, I think it's a good competition. We try to improve. We want to improve. We have to face difficulties. We have to face challenges, and I think this type of competition, can provide that.
You're obviously very familiar with Lionel Messi and competing against him. A chance to maybe share the field with him again. What does this mean for you?
Well, I think it's always a great challenge for any players, to face one of the best players of the football history. But I think it's just a game between LAFC and Inter Miami, and we prepare the game, to find a collective solution. We need to perform at our best. I think there is quite a lot of expectation around our performance, and we have to increase our level of intensity. When you face those type of players, like Leo Messi, like David Suarez, like Busquets, Alba. I mean, the only way to cope and to face them is to increase your level of intensity, as a team, and then yes, we can compete against any team. But when you look at the last game, as soon as we don't switch on the intensity, we become a normal team, and we face a lot of difficulties. So, but I think everything will be there to play and to enjoy a good performance, for LAFC. The stadium will be full, and I think there's a lot to play on.
If I could ask just one more for both of you, what do you make of how the team is playing at the moment? Is this series against Miami arise?
Yeah. To be completely transparent, ups and downs. I think you've seen two sides of the coin with LAFC, an aggressive, compact team who sticks together and does things together, and I think that's a very dangerous and very good team. You also see a complacent, more passive one, and I think that's more of an average team. And so the good news is it's completely within our control, and our destiny is in our control. And we have talked, we have worked on it, and we've found solutions. And any season, any journey with a team, whether it's a year or 3, 4 years, there's always going to be ups and downs, some growing pains. But I think the general idea of where we want to go has remained constant, and we'll get there. And sometimes you just have to deal with some setbacks.
Thank you for your time. I know last week you said Lozano is just another player, but now you might face Messi. I mean, we all know he's not just another player. How do you prepare for him, and just your thoughts on the matchup?
Yeah, as Hugo said earlier, there's no way to prepare for special players individually. You need to compensate as a collective, and it's everyone's job tomorrow, who's wearing a black jersey, and the goalkeeper, I'm not sure what color you're wearing, to defend as a group. And wherever special players pop up, you need to be there, and they need to feel you, and they need to feel pressure, and they need to be stressed. And then with the ball, adversely, they need to be occupied defensively. And so it's never just a simple solution, it's always a collective effort.
Hey Coach, George with Reuters News. A question for both, but not to get too ahead of ourselves, but there's been conversations about the FIFA World Club conversations, and you guys participating versus America. What is that? What does that opportunity look like for a team, like LAFC, to now join the conversation and go to the Club World Cup?
I don't think there's any clarity on the situation yet. Until there is, I don't think it's necessary or is it proper for us to make a comment. Let's let, I think, the appeals court figure it out first, and then we'll go from there.
We see Cherundolo up front and Dennis and Ordaz. Is that the game plan to have Cherundolo start or not decided yet?
Well, we'll field 11 players who are able to get the job done against Miami tomorrow night.
George, did you have a question?
No, he asked about Messi. Yeah, I mean, a special player like Messi. Hugo, you had the opportunity to play against him. The level of competition that we've seen in this tournament, has been dominated by Mexican teams. How confident are you guys going into this tournament now with the additions of Giroud, David Martinez, and Wenger in good form, and having the MLS potentially lift another cup?
Well, I believe that a big effort has been made by the MLS club, to close the gap with the Mexican teams. I think we had a good example the last Leagues Cup competition, with two MLS clubs involved for the final. Obviously, it's a different competition, the most prestigious competition in North America, but I think we try to be as much as competitive as we can, but situation we just go game by game, try to enjoy our football, try to enjoy the moment, because it's the kind of game that you need to play at your best, individually or also collectively, because we are ambitious and because we want to go as far as possible. So yeah, the focus right now is just on the game of tomorrow, and we will see later.
Thank you, and now we'll move to take questions online. Reminder, if you have a question in the Zoom chat, please raise your hand. We'll start with Jose Rodriguez. Jose, go ahead.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yep, we got you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I have a question for each. My first one would be for Coach Cherundolo. I wanted to ask you about Javier Mascherano. What have you seen from him just coming, to MLS for the first time, first club experience, and yet, he's having a pretty good record so far. So I want to have your take on it. And for Hugo, my question would be, you have expressed so much admiration for Messi in the last few weeks. What do you think is the legacy that he'll leave to the game, not only in the States, but, overall? Thank you.
Yeah, he's done a great job. If you just judge his performance as a coach by results, winning 8 out of your 9, best start ever for the club, is fantastic from a Miami perspective. I think if you go and watch each individual game, you could see vulnerabilities. You could see in a lot of those moments they could have tied or lost. And so it seems that they've become maybe a little more dangerous in transition. I've allowed a little bit also out of run of play as far as receiving chances. But yeah, this is a game of results, and I think judging by that, he's done a great job. So it's our job tomorrow to make sure that little run they have stops.
Well, talking about Leo Messi, we can stay here for a while. It's just, we don't need to talk more about him, just the impact that he has had in the football, with Barcelona, with Argentina, now with Inter Miami or in Paris. I don't think we will see any more player of this level. He's just the kind of player that can make the difference at any moment. And the only thing I can say is I'm glad because I've been part of his generation. I witnessed, his skills, his way of play, his style of play, and So he brought so much to the football. You know, you can only have respect for him.
And seeing one last hand raised, we will finish with a question from Felipe Cardenas. Felipe, go ahead.
Thank you, Felipe Cardenas with The Athletic. Steve, you did mention already that you have not received clarity on this Club World Cup playoff match. Club America said the same thing. But are you concerned that the tournament is in 2 months? Like, if you guys do go through this and get to the tournament, there's so much planning to take care of. You mentioned the schedule. Does this hamper, I guess, the planning for the next few months, considering that you're not clear on what's going to happen in the next few weeks?
No, I got called into the World Cup roster in 2002, 2 weeks prior to the tournament. I figured it out. I wasn't concerned, and I was able to play or travel. We'll be fine. It's a privilege. It would be a privilege to compete in a competition, and everybody involved will be able to figure it out. It's just a matter of logistics and priorities, and we'll figure it out when the time comes. But until then, we're focused on, first of all, our game against Miami tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, everyone. That concludes our media availability for today.
All right.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.
Thanks.